Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone had a great day today. I definitely did, and I hope everyone who's watching this video is also having a great day today. Today was Friday, and my God, was tonight a very busy night. There was a lot, and I mean a lot, of announcement. Of course, if you guys read the title of this video, like tonight was really a night of announcements from both WWE and AEW. There is definitely a lot to go over tonight. In case you guys don't know or have been sleeping under the rock, tonight was night one of the WWE draft, and there is a lot of the results are in. So there is a lot of moves that I'm definitely going to talk about in this review. And of course, on AEW Rampage tonight, they're having this casino ladder match that is happening next week on the 200th episode of AEW Dynamite. And the winner becomes the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. And the participants, or at least most of the participants, have been revealed on AEW Dynamite. I'm also going to talk about that. But WWE and AEW are not the only ones that have announcements. I also have an announcement for my channel. Okay, it's a first time ever on my channel. If you guys want to know what it is, just wait till after I'm done going over Smackdown and Rampage, and I will tell you that special announcement for my channel. Okay, tonight is literally a night of announcements. So yeah, without further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about both Smackdown, aka WWE Draft Night 1, and AEW Rampage. Obviously, we're going to go in order. So obviously, we're going to start off with Smackdown tonight, and aka the WWE Draft Night 1. And overall, Smackdown was bad tonight. Like, it was absolute bad. Like, it was unwatchable. It was absolutely unwatchable. I'm not going to lie. Literally, the only things that were good about this show was the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar segments. I absolutely love those segments. I thought those segments were very well done. But if it wasn't for the WWE draft, like I would have turned this shit off. That's how bad it was. Like, this was a very disappointing show. Like, SmackDown tonight was bad. Like, I would go as far to say that this may be the worst SmackDown all year. Okay, like this show lacked any effort. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe I am about to say this. And you guys might not believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. But after watching both shows, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. But Monday Night Raw was the better show this week. I know some of you might be shocked, but that's literally my opinion. Monday Night Raw was actually a better show than SmackDown this week. Monday Night Raw this week, as a matter of fact, for the first time in a long time, Monday Night Raw produced a show that was actually good. Like, really, really good. It wasn't like a flawless show. There was one or two things that I didn't like. But overall, like, Monday Night Raw from last Monday was, without a doubt, the best Monday Night Raw in the past 2 years. Not only that, but Monday Night Raw was better than SmackDown this week. Yeah, I know. Like me, like, literally literally means saying that. I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone. But no, I'm living in the real world. And I can't believe I'm actually living in a world where Monday Night Raw was actually better than SmackDown this week. But it is. It's definitely possible. Oh my God. But yeah, that's literally my honest opinion. SmackDown was not that good tonight. If it wasn't for the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar segments and the WWE draft going on, like, this SmackDown would be completely unwatchable. Like, there were times in this show where I just wanted to turn off the TV. Like, I was literally on my phone. Like, other than the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar stuff, I didn't care about anything else in this show other than the WWE draft. That's it. I didn't care about anything else other than Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Okay, which had incredible segments tonight. But yeah, Monday Night Raw was definitely better than SmackDown this week. And I thought Monday Night Raw was a good show overall last Monday. Okay, hopefully WWE can be very consistent. Hopefully we can see good Monday Night Raws on a consistent basis. With SmackDown, on the other hand, I don't want to see another SmackDown show like this again. Because SmackDown has been on a roll for most of 2021. And they had the balls to give us a show like this tonight. SmackDown tonight was absolutely awful. And if it wasn't for the WWE draft and Brock Lesnar and the Roman Reigns segments, yeah, I would have turned this shit off, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, the WWE draft, like, there's a lot here in the WWE draft alone to talk about. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's talk about SmackDown / the WWE draft. Now, right off the bat, the commentators, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, address that the draft changes won't happen till after Crown Jewel, which is 3 weeks away. What? Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that myself and everyone who watches WWE have to wait 2 to 3 weeks for the changes to happen? Then wouldn't it make sense to do the draft after Crown Jewel, or maybe do it like the week of Crown Jewel? Why do you have to make your fans wait 2 to 3 weeks for the changes to happen? That makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I don't want to fucking wait 2 to 3 weeks. Really? Oh my God. Not only that, but they did something that was very, very weird. Very, very weird. So usually in every WWE draft, they usually do 5 people for each round. Or 5 people for each round. But they didn't do it this time around. This time, they did 4 people each round, which means that we only had 16 people / teams drafted to Raw and SmackDown tonight. 16. That's it. Really? Only 16 has been drafted? That's only like 1/3 of the roster. You still have a lot of roster to go. Now, I'm sure that they're going to do the rest of the roster on Monday Night Raw. But still, though, only 16 people have been drafted to a specific show. Like, wouldn't it make sense to put, like, I don't know. This is WWE. Nothing makes sense. I'm just fucking rolling with it. But speaking of the WWE draft, let's talk about round 1. That started off SmackDown tonight. And here's are the people who got drafted in round 1. So right off the bat, SmackDown gets the first pick, which I also find very weird. Like, Monday Night Raw has been getting the first pick like forever. Like, never once did SmackDown get a first pick. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure never in the history of the WWE draft did SmackDown get the first pick. And all of a sudden they get the first pick. I find that very interesting. But Roman Reigns is saying on SmackDown. That makes sense. And the WWE champion Big E Langston is going to Monday Night Raw. Now, next person that got drafted, it's the first trade-off that happened. So Charlotte Flair, who is currently the Raw Women's Champion, is going to SmackDown. She's going to SmackDown, which I find very, very interesting. Because again, she's the Raw Women's Champion, which more than likely means that Becky Lynch will 90% go to Monday Night Raw unless something happens within these 3 weeks. Maybe Charlotte Flair might lose the Raw Women's Championship at Crown Jewel. But I find that very hard to believe because there are literally no challengers to challenge Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship. So and it's interesting that Charlotte Flair is going to SmackDown. And considering that there's no challengers for Charlotte Flair as of this current moment, like, again, things could change. Like, we got like a span of 2 to 3 weeks. The draft changes doesn't officially happen till after Crown Jewel, which I still find very, very dumb, but I don't know. I don't make the fucking rules. But yeah, so since Charlotte Flair is going to SmackDown, it means that it could possibly mean that Becky Lynch is going to will more than likely go to Monday Night Raw unless she loses the SmackDown Women's Championship at Crown Jewel, which, by the way, Becky Lynch will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against both Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair at Crown Jewel, which is very, very interesting to have it at a Saudi Arabia show, considering their laws with women. But I don't know. I'm not WWE. But yeah, since, again, Charlotte Flair has no challengers to face currently on Monday Night Raw, literally the only believable challenger that I could see WWE, like, I could see take away Charlotte's Raw Women's Championship would be Shayna Baszler. She is literally the only person that could take the title away from Charlotte Flair within like the span of 2 to 3 weeks until the WWE draft changes happen. I could definitely see that. But other than Shayna Baszler, which I don't think WWE will pull the trigger and give Shayna Baszler the Raw Women's Championship. They had multiple opportunities to do that, and they have fucked up every single time. So, again, I just don't see WWE giving the Raw Women's Championship to Shayna Baszler. And again, there's no opponents for Charlotte to beat. Like, there's no person to take the title away from Charlotte. So, since Charlotte is going to SmackDown, like, more than likely, we're going to see Becky Lynch, who is currently the SmackDown Women's Champion, go to Monday Night Raw. Which also means that we also might get Seth Rollins going to Monday Night Raw. Because, again, WWE doesn't like to split up couples. Like, they don't like to split up real-life couples. So, if Becky Lynch is possibly going to Monday Night Raw, that means Seth Rollins might possibly go to Monday Night Raw. And also Edge as well, considering that Seth Rollins and Edge are currently in a rivalry. Now, again, Edge does get drafted, but I will go into more detail about the Seth Rollins-Edge situation when I talk about where Edge is going. But I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the review. And the last person that got drafted was Bianca Belair, as Bianca Belair is going to Monday Night Raw. I actually like this. I actually like Bianca Belair going to Monday Night Raw because Bianca Belair technically already did everything that needed to be done on SmackDown. She was already a former SmackDown Women's Champion and a dominant one at that. So it only makes sense to send her to Monday Night Raw. And again, considering that Bianca Belair is married to Montez Ford, the Street Profits, more than likely we're going to see the Street Profits going to Monday Night Raw. But that's basically round 1 of the WWE draft. After that, we get the opening of SmackDown as Roman Reigns makes his appearance. Obviously, now that he is free and now he's setting his sights on Brock Lesnar, who he will be facing at Crown Jewel for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns talks crap a little bit. Well, technically more Paul Heyman is talking crap about Roman Reigns a little bit. After that, Brock Lesnar comes out. He comes face to face and they start brawling. And Lesnar absolutely destroyed Roman Reigns. The Usos try to come and save Roman Reigns, but Lesnar absolutely destroyed the Usos. I thought this was an incredible segment to start off the show. But unfortunately for SmackDown, considering how bad it was tonight, it's only downhill from here. After that, we get an interview with the current Raw Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. Again, she's now drafted to SmackDown. And nothing too crazy. It's just her bragging about herself. After that, we get Kevin Owens versus Baron Corbin. No, I am not calling him Happy Corbin. Happy Corbin is a shitty-ass name. Okay? Happy Corbin fucking sucks. That's a horrible name. Okay? I'm going to call him Baron Corbin. Okay? So, Kevin Owens went one-on-one against Baron Corbin. Apparently, Baron Corbin, so he's has his manager, tag team partner, friend in Riddick Moss, whose name is now Mocap Moss. Excuse me, what? Mocap Moss? What kind of fucking name is that? What was wrong with Riddick Moss? Not only that, but WWE made him cringeworthy as hell. Literally, Baron Corbin told Riddick Moss, tell him a joke. And Riddick Moss says, I got 2 short ones and a long one. And it wasn't anything clever. It was just Joe or some shit like that. It was absolutely fucking cringeworthy. The name is cringeworthy, and he's fucking cringeworthy. Laughing. So, oh my God. Oh my God. I miss Homeless Corbin. I honestly miss Homeless Corbin because this Happy Corbin shit is just fucking dumb. It really is. It's really fucking dumb in my opinion. But to make matters worse, Baron Corbin picks up the victory over Kevin Owens because of Mocap Moss. God, these names are so fucking stupid. Again, Vince. Somebody needs to remind Vince McMahon that this is 2021. This ain't the early 1980s. Okay? WWE, Vince McMahon needs to stop with these ridiculous-ass names and these ridiculous-ass gimmicks. Honestly. And yeah, Kevin Owens deserves better. He definitely deserves better. And I won't be surprised if Kevin Owens goes to AEW. Kevin Owens' contract is coming up in January. It's not like WWE has any plans for him anyways. So yeah, Kevin Owens, you definitely deserve better. So yeah, if I were you, Owens, I recommend you leave WWE. Okay? AEW is definitely a perfect place for you. Okay? But yeah, that's all I got to say on that. After that, we go to commercial break. And we get a quick commercial of both the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring, but it doesn't go by the Queen of the Ring. Instead, they're calling it the Queen's Crown. I don't know why they don't just call it the Queen of the Ring, but it's called the Queen's Crown, and it starts next week on SmackDown. And of course, the finals are going to culminate at Crown Jewel because that's basically what the speculation. That's basically what the journalists. That's what's basically what Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, all been saying. So yeah, like, here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I love the King of the Ring. It's one of the best ideas WWE has ever done. I love the King of the Ring tournament. The King of the Ring tournament is absolutely amazing. And I even love the idea of the Queen of the Ring. I absolutely love it. But here's the thing that I'm worried about. There's a couple of things that I'm worried about this. Number one, why is the King of the Ring not a pay-per-view? Why is it not a pay-per-view? Like, honestly, like, why not? Like, we see the King of the Ring, right? At least once every couple years, and it just goes away. Okay? Like, why not save this for a pay-per-view? Why not let this be the precursor to SummerSlam? You know, like the winner of the Royal Rumble gets a shot at the world champion of their choosing at WrestleMania. Why couldn't you treat the King of the Ring as the same thing? Like, do a 16-man tournament, same thing with the 16-women tournament. Do it over the span of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. Have the finals take place at the pay-per-view, and have the winner of the entire tournament face the champion of their choosing at SummerSlam. That's such an easy idea. That's such an easy idea. Not only would it make not only would it make Raw and SmackDown more important to watch, but it would make SummerSlam more important to watch. Not only that, you can make not just one star, but multiple stars in the King of the Ring tournament just by the performances alone. Okay, honestly, it's a no fucking brainer. I don't understand. Till this day, I don't understand why they took out the King of the Ring from the pay-per-view calendar. Okay, if I was in charge of WWE, I would get rid of these fucking gimmick pay-per-views. Get rid of Money in the Bank. Get rid of TLC. Get rid of Hell in a Cell. Get rid of all these unnecessary pay-per-views. Just keep the big four. Just keep Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. Add the King of the Ring to the pay-per-view schedule. Just 5 pay-per-views a year. That's it. Just 5 pay-per-views a year. Okay? Like, honestly, like, there's just so many things you could have done with the King of the Ring, and especially with the Queen of the Ring tournament if you put it on a pay-per-view. Honestly, it literally writes for itself. I'm 18 years old. Okay? Like, I'm a person that just loves professional wrestling. Okay? Like, here's the thing. Like, some of you, like usually companies sometimes like think fans are like, they don't listen to the fans. But honestly, some companies take fans for granted because some of these fans like myself have great ideas. And a lot of people in the wrestling community, a lot of people ask for the King of the Ring to be a pay-per-view. Like, there's so many things they could have done. Again, till this day, I still don't understand why they took the King of the Ring out of the pay-per-view schedule. It's one of the dumbest decisions WWE has ever done in their entire history as a company. This is the same tournament that gave stars, like literally made big stars like Triple H, Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, if it wasn't for the fucking King of the Ring tournament, we probably wouldn't have Stone Cold Steve Austin. But it was because of the King of the Ring tournament that it established Stone Cold Steve Austin as a fucking star, not just in WWE, but in professional wrestling. And not just in professional wrestling, but in pop culture. Okay? And the King of the Ring made that possible. You mean to tell me that you couldn't put that shit on the pay-per-view schedule. You could have made big stars with this tournament. But no, just have the King of the Ring. Just have it once every couple of years. And then once you're done with it, throw in the trash. And it's not and that's another thing that I am worried about. I feel like this King of the Ring tournament and Queen of the Ring tournament is going to end up being a waste of time. Because for the last couple of years, every time they've done a King of the Ring, they never give the winner a championship matchup of their choosing. They never give them a championship matchup. It's just another excuse. It's just another excuse of giving a king gimmick to someone. What? King of the Ring, one of the most prestigious tournaments of all time. And instead of giving the winner a choice to fight against a world champion of his or her choosing, you're just going to give them a king gimmick? That's it? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God, man. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm excited. The tournament's going to be great. Hopefully. And hopefully the winner gets a championship opportunity. But at the same time, my expectations are kind of low because I don't think WWE is going to give the winner of this tournament of a championship opportunity. So it's only going to be one big waste of fucking time. That's it. Yeah, I'm excited for the tournament, but yeah, no. After that, we come back to SmackDown and we go into round 2 of the WWE draft. And round 2 is as follows. Drew McIntyre to Friday Night SmackDown. This was the right call. Because, again, Drew McIntyre did everything that he had to on Monday Night Raw. And it's time for Drew McIntyre to get a new scenery. And plus, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, the story writes itself, to be perfectly honest with you. So, yeah, right call by WWE. RK Bro to Raw. Another right call. They're the Raw Tag Team Champions. I don't know why you want to put them to SmackDown. Honestly, RK Bro is one of the few best things on Monday Night Raw. So, yeah, smart maneuver by WWE to keep RK Bro to Raw. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are going to SmackDown. So the New Day is separated once again. So, yeah, so the Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are going to SmackDown. And Edge is going to Monday Night Raw. Edge has been drafted to Raw. So now it's time that I go into more detail a little bit. So Edge is going to Monday Night Raw, right? And of course, Becky Lynch will more than likely go to Monday Night Raw. And now, here's what I think might happen. So since Edge is going to Monday Night Raw, more than likely Seth Rollins is going to Monday Night Raw. The only exception that I see happening is that Edge versus Seth Rollins ends at Crown Jewel. Now, if Edge and Seth Rollins do their final matchup at Crown Jewel and ends the rivalry right there, then I can see Seth Rollins staying on SmackDown. That's literally the only exception. So if Edge versus Rollins does not happen at Crown Jewel and the rivalry continues, then expect Seth Rollins to go to Monday Night Raw with Edge and Becky Lynch coming to Monday Night Raw as well. After that, we get a Drew McIntyre interview, and nothing too crazy. It's just him ready to go. After that, we get Edge confronting Seth Rollins. So Edge, basically just saying Edge stuff, just great to be back on SmackDown. Then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins is at Edge's place. And Edge is shot, Edge going to the back. And yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was pretty disappointed with this segment. Like, it was nothing too crazy. So Edge and Beth Phoenix apparently left the door unlocked. And Edge was just being an inconsiderate douche. Like, he didn't burn the house. There wasn't any interaction with Beth or Edge's kids. It was just Seth Rollins just being an inconsiderate douche. He drank some orange juice and an apple. He sat at Edge's chair and he basically laid down on Edge's bench. That's it. That's it. Really? No burning the house, no interaction with the kids, no interaction with Beth Phoenix, nothing. Really? I'm not going to lie. And don't get me wrong. I think Seth Rollins is doing the best stuff of his entire career. I'm really enjoying this shit. And I'm really enjoying this rivalry between Edge and Seth Rollins. One of the few things that are actually good in WWE. But yeah, I just thought this was a pretty weak segment. After that, Edge is trying to call his kids, making sure they're okay. And yeah, Edge tried to save this segment by trying to be serious. His mannerisms were serious, trying to call his kids, making sure he was okay. But yeah, there was no saving this segment. This segment was pretty weak, in my opinion. After that, we get probably the worst thing in the entire show tonight. Liv Morgan versus Carmela. First of all, why the fuck is this match happening again? Why? Why is this matchup happening again? It makes no sense. So, and we didn't even get the fucking matchup. Because Carmela just goes, she's wearing a fucking, glittery mask to protect her nose. Took Liv Morgan down with a X with an X takedown, and she takes off her mask. It was a fucking pointless segment. The matchup didn't even happen. Carmella looked fucking stupid. It was the worst thing in the entire show. Ugh. Yeah, nothing too crazy there. After that, we go into round 3 and round 3 is as follows. Baron Corbin and Riddick Moss to SmackDown. Don't care. Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross to Monday Night Raw. Don't care. The most interesting one of the entire night, coming from NXT, Hit Row, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Top Dollar, Adante Ashanis, and B-Fab are going to SmackDown. Whoa. I shit you not, I did not see that coming. Hit Row to SmackDown? First of all, it's an interesting pick. I won't say that Hit Row is doomed to fail on the main roster, but yeah, I can really understand some of the concerns. Because here's the thing. Hit Row has just been together for, I don't know, 2 to 3 months. They just got together as a team. Isaiah Swerve Scott never defended the North American Championship, and B-Fab just started wrestling. Don't get me wrong. Just because Hit Row is everyone's favorite in NXT doesn't mean they're ready yet. Okay, this is one of those situations where WWE is calling a call-up from NXT way too soon. And again, what if Hit Row fails? You got 4 people that basically just WWE don't know what to fucking do with them. This is just another example of WWE just doing shit just to do shit and don't care about long-term planning. Like, this is a dangerous game that they're playing. Now, again, I'm not gonna judge it yet. Like, I'll wait to see. Like, if Hit Row comes to SmackDown, I'll wait to see. Like, because who knows? Maybe WWE could prove me wrong, and maybe Hit Row could be great for SmackDown. But yeah, I can understand the concerns in the wrestling community. And the more that I think about it, I have some concerns as well, because again, this group has only been together for 2 to 3 months. Isaiah Swerve Scott barely did anything with the North American Championship. He never defended the title, for crying out loud. And B-Fat just started wrestling. Okay, the Hit Row, just because they're the hottest thing in NXT right now, doesn't mean they're ready for a fucking call-up. Okay? Like, it's an interesting pick, but again, I'm also very, very concerned. Hopefully, Hit Row is good enough to hold their own in the main roster, because I love Hit Row. I'm actually a big fan of Hit Row. I love what these four are doing. But even I have to admit that this call-up is way, and I mean way too soon. Way too soon. Okay? Like, again, this is WWE just doing shit without really trying to focus on long term. Okay, and that's one of the biggest problems WWE has. WWE doesn't care about the long term. WWE doesn't have any plans. They just look in NXT like, oh, you guys are hot. You're coming to the main roster. Look, just because a person or a team is hot doesn't mean you call them up immediately. Braun Breaker. Oh my God, that's such a horrible name. I'm going to call him Rex Steiner. Okay, Rex Steiner, right? Or Braun Breaker. In NXT, he's one of the hottest things in NXT right now. He's having big praise from a lot of people in the wrestling community, including myself. Like, you don't see WWE fucking calling him up to the main roster, because again, he just got there. And what if Braun Breaker fails? Okay, wouldn't it make sense to call up people who are already established and already ready to go? You already got people who are that. People like Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Dakota Kai, Dakota Kai, Kushida, Kyle O'Reilly, fucking Imperium, and Walter. Like, you got some of these wrestlers who are established. Why not pick them up? Why the fuck do you have to call up a group who has just been together for 2 to 3 months and not exactly sure if they're going to succeed on the main roster? Call them up on the main roster early. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Hit Row. I love what Hit Row is doing. But again, it's just way too soon to call them up, in my opinion. But yeah. Like, I hope Hit Row succeeds on SmackDown, but I also have my fair share of concerns. And the concerns are very justified. And the last pick for round 3 is Keith Lee. So it looks like Keith Lee is saying on Monday Night Raw, which also means that we could possibly see Mia Yim coming to Monday Night Raw and join the Raw Women's Division. I could definitely see that. And I think Mia Yim would be a great fit for Monday Night Raw. After that, we get an 8-man tag team match as the Street Profits and the New Days face the Dirty Dogs and Alpha Academy. It was a good match. Nothing too crazy there, but yeah. After that, we go to round 4, and round 4 is as follows. Naomi is she is saying on SmackDown, definitely the right call. Rey and Dominic Mysterio going to Monday Night Raw. Hey, I'm not against this at all. Monday Night Raw is in desperate need of some new faces, and Rey and Dominic Mysterio, I think, would be great for the Raw roster and for the Raw tag team division, in my opinion. The big one, Jeff Hardy is going to SmackDown. Yes, definitely a right call by WWE because it's not like Jeff Hardy was doing anything on Monday Night Raw anyways. Plus, a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, including myself, definitely wants a Roman Reigns Jeff Hardy program. Like a lot of people have been asking for that, and we're definitely going to get it. And Austin Theory is going to Monday Night Raw. That is definitely a very interesting pick. But hey, like the main roster is in desperate needs for some new faces, so I'm not exactly against it. After that, we get a Jeff Hardy interview, and he's just all excited, all ready to go. But what's interesting is that Jeff Hardy and Brock Lesnar had a stare down. I thought that was pretty cool. But Lesnar basically announced that he is now a free agent, and he basically can do just ever the fuck he wants. And he basically is now a free agent, allegedly because of Paul Heyman. Allegedly. But yeah, Brock Lesnar is now a free agent. After that, possibly my other favorite segment of the night, Roman Reigns literally giving Paul Heyman shit and literally giving him an ultimatum. Like, Paul Heyman was literally fucking crying. Like, oh my God, man. Such a very cool segment. And Paul Heyman literally looks like shit. So Roman Reigns wants Paul Heyman to go to Monday Night Raw because the Usos wasn't drafted to SmackDown. So Paul Heyman wants to go to Monday Night Raw to make sure the Usos is drafted to SmackDown. But if that's not the case, then Roman Reigns ordered the Usos to basically beat the shit out of Paul Heyman. But yeah, I just think it would be a dumb move by WWE if they put the Usos to Monday Night Raw. So yeah, the Usos are going to SmackDown, so no problem there. After that, we get to our main event as Bianca Belair went against Sasha Banks. It was a good match. Nothing too crazy there. Before this matchup was announced, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch have been announced for Crown Jewel. Again, it was a good match. Sasha Banks surprisingly picks up the victory over Bianca Belair. After that, Charlotte Flair attacks both Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Like, basically hold championships to end the show. Yeah, SmackDown fucking sucked tonight. Literally, the only thing carrying this show was the WWE draft and the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar segment. If it wasn't for that, this show would have been unwatchable. Like, this show was already unwatchable. Like, this was definitely the worst SmackDown all year. All year. Yeah, that's basically all I gotta say on that. Now let's talk about clearly the better of the two shows, Rampage. So right off the bat, we got Bryan Danielson going against Nick Jackson. And, oh man, if you guys did not see Rampage tonight, go out of your way to watch Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson. Like, this was definitely the best match of the entire night. And honestly, a match of the year candidate, in my opinion. This was such a great matchup. Such a great matchup, in my opinion. But after a long, hard matchup, Bryan Danielson picks up the victory over Nick Jackson. Such a great matchup. But after that, Omega checked on Nick Jackson. Christian Cage, Jurassic Express came out to check on Bryan Danielson. All of a sudden, the Elite and Team Danielson brawled. The Young Bucks get taken out. And Kenny Omega and Adam Cole, they get choked out by Bryan Danielson and Jungle Boy. And Danielson and Jungle Boy even made Adam Cole and Kenny Omega tap out. So, yeah, Team Danielson definitely has a big advantage going into next week. After that, we get a small message by Will Hobbs and Hook. Basically, like showing a vignette of Ricky Starks basically calling out Brian Cage. So yeah, there's that. Nothing too crazy there. And then after that, we get a CM Punk promo. Basically, nothing too special. Basically, he's saying that he's ready for Team Taz and basically anyone in the AEW roster. I think we're going to get a tag team matchup at Full Gear as we see CM Punk and Brian Cage go against Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs. That's my prediction. I think that matchup is going to happen at Full Gear, or maybe the Dynamite before Full Gear. After that, we get a triple threat match as Thunder Rosa went against Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose. And it was a good match for what it was, but surprisingly enough, Jade Cargill picks up the victory, even pinning Thunder Rosa. I'm not going to lie, I'm not exactly a fan of this. Thunder Rosa should have won this matchup, in my opinion. Now, basically, the only reason why I think AEW gave the win to Jade Cargill, because obviously there's a rumor TBS Women's Championship on the way. And, of course, I think this is AEW's way of setting up Jade Cargill to become the first ever TBS Women's Champion. But I don't know. I felt like Jade Cargill could have pinned Nyla Rose instead of Thunder Rosa. And if they were doing a Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker program for Full Gear, then Thunder Rosa really should have lost this matchup. She really should have lost that matchup. Yeah, not exactly a big fan. Jade Cargill wins, but again, not a big fan of the winner of the matchup. And again, the only reason why I would think AEW would give the win to Jade Cargill is because they're setting her up to become the first ever TBS Women's Champion. So yeah, all I got to say on that. After that, we get a vignette by Malachi Black. And it was a great vignette. Great vignette by Malachi Black, as always. After that, this is the part of the video where we go over AEW Dynamite next week. And next week is a special one because it is the 200th episode of AEW Dynamite. The 200th episode. And this is the 2-year anniversary special of AEW Dynamite. And my God, the card is fucking stacked. Like, it is stacked, man. Oh, my goodness. So here are some of the matches that have been announced for Dynamite next week. The Elite, Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks going against Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus in an 8-man tag team match. That alone, has the potential to be a match of the year candidate. Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb, and another matchup that could be a potential match of the year candidate. Sammy Guevara versus Bobby Fish for the TNT Championship. Another match that could be a match of the year candidate. And the Casino Ladder match. The winner gets a shot at the AEW World Championship at Full Gear. And the men that have been announced for this matchup is as follows. Jon Moxley, Pac, Andrade El Idolo, Lance Archer, Orange Cassidy, Matt Hardy, and a Joker wild card. Holy shit! That matchup is fucking stacked. It is stacked. Oh my fuck, man. Oh my God. Next week's show is coming. You gotta be fucking out of your mind to miss this show next week. Oh my God. Just potential match of the year candidates. This could be the show that has every single matchup be a match of the year candidate. I cannot wait, man. And the Joker being a potential return for Hangman Adam Page. Yo, Next week is can't fucking miss. I cannot wait till next week. Wednesday cannot come sooner enough. And then after that, we get our main event as Orange Cassidy went one-on-one against Jack Evans in a hair versus hair match. It was okay. Orange Cassidy picks up the win over Jack Evans. Nothing too crazy there. Best friends in the Dark Order block the Hardy family office from saving Jack Evans. They retreat. Orange Cassidy cut Jack Evans' hair. It was a harmless ending. Wasn't crazy about it. Wasn't crazy about the match. But Orange Cassidy picks up the victory over Jack Evans. Overall, definitely a really good show tonight for Rampage. Rampage was definitely the better show than Smackdown tonight, in my opinion. But yeah. But AEW Dynamite next week, it's definitely can't miss. Now, before I go over the end of the show, I did promise that I also got a special announcement as well for my channel. So my special announcement is that for the first time ever, I am going to review Monday Night Raw. Now, I obviously I never review Monday Night Raw on my channel because Monday Night Raw fucking blows and it does not deserve my time to be reviewed. But considering that the WWE draft is happening on Monday Night Raw this Monday, I will be reviewing Monday Night Raw for the first time ever on this channel. Not only that, voice crack. Not only that, but I will be reviewing the first Monday Night Raw with the WWE draft changes happening. So not only would I be reviewing not one, but two Monday Night Raws. That's literally a first time ever on my channel. Hopefully the Monday Night Raw shows are good. I hope and pray. Because if it's not good, then they are going to hear my fucking mouth. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that. That's basically my announcement there. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think about Smackdown and Rampage tonight. What do you guys think about the shows? I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. Did you guys like tonight's shows? Did you guys not like tonight's show? Was there something you like? Was there something you hate? Was there one show that you like more than the other? I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Much, much appreciated. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. And if you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. But until next time, this is Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the asylum. Have a nice night, everyone.